What's good, everyone? It's MJo23Dan back with another video. Today's video, I have a review and comparison of the 2023 Air Jordan 11 Gratitude. We'll check out what the similarities are between this pair and the DMP from 2006, and we'll get straight into it. So stay tuned and check this out.
My appetite, don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine.
All right, so the Gratitude Jordan 11. What are your guys' initial thoughts? An entire leather upper on what's supposed to look like or resemble the Concord 11s. Of course, it's not the Concord 11. Doesn't have that hit of purple on it. But it's a leather upper. You guys might remember 2015. 2015, we got the 72 and 10 Air Jordan 11. And it had a leather upper. But we got a little bit of felt going on. I would call it felt because that's what it feels to me. Although I think they called it nubuck then. It does not feel, it feels like cheaper material. But hey, leather upper, similar style, right? Of course, this has the lower cut of the patent leather. There's a divide between others about the height of the patent leather, as you can see with the Gratitudes. You know, it's of course resembles more towards the OG style and the OG cut. A lot of people say they fit like boots or they look like boots when it has the higher patent leather cut. Again, people prefer the lower cut. I mean, there's a divide between the two. I'm an OG head, so this is how I remember the Air Jordan 11 being with the high patent leather cut. So I like it. My thoughts on it initially, an all leather upper. I mean, again, I pointed out the 2015 72 and 10. And when I first saw pictures of it, part of me really wanted the DMP 11. And let me show you guys real quick. So, and I have a story with this one as well. This is the DMP 11 from 2006. It's the original sneaker from then. You guys might remember, mesh upper. Now, they did a twist with it and did a Concord style with the white and black, but they went gold hits. And that's why you see the gold hits on the sneaker. You can see a little bit of greening now happening with the Jumpman as it ages. And the sole, which was once clear, now has a yellow tint to it. So they also did a sample with this, and I will show you some pictures where they did Jordan along the eyelets, and those were recalled because they tended to fall off. Although, if you guys remember from 2020, they redid a sneaker kind of in that fashion, and they put it on the Jubilee. So the 2020 Jubilee Air Jordan 11. This one retailed for $220, as you guys remember. Kind of similar now to what the Gratitudes are, and I will compare that pretty soon with you guys as well. But so they did the Jordan along the sides of the straps, but I almost didn't think that this was going to happen because in 2006 that was recalled. So the letters on the mesh, do you think that they could have put the letters on the leather? And I'm not sure. Like, this has not fallen off. You guys let me know if your letters have fallen off over the years. And what if they put it on there? You can see that the gold Jumpman on the rear is embedded into the leather. Or maybe it's even glued in there. But I feel like they could have replicated that along the sides. Anyways, that's just my take. I feel like they could have probably achieved that to make it look closer to what they were trying to achieve then as a sample with this. But between the two, I mean, you got the mesh and you have the leather. Let me know what you guys prefer down in the comment section. But I feel like Jordan Brand did a really good job with this colorway. Although part of me also thinks that they could have just dropped the Columbia 11s because I've been waiting for those for oh so long. But hopefully we'll get that back in 2024 to complete that OG run. Because we do have the Concords and we have the Breads. I mean, you can kind of teeter between whether the Space Jam or the Concord PE was an OG, but it was never like a real release. You can debate that all you want, but yeah, let's go over this under the bright lights and see like what the similarities are, the differences, the look, the materials, everything between this sneaker and the DMP 11. Alright guys, so the Gratitude 11s drop on December 9th, 2023. My pair was from the Shock Drop from November 14th, which released at 11:23 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 2:23 p.m. Eastern Time. It's kind of cool how they sync the time in that. And then as of this recording, select accounts got exclusive access on November 21st. 2023. Again, all of these for a retail price of $230. So we get a black box with a gold Jumpman up on the top of the lid. The style number has been pretty standard since the 2020 Jubilee, and that style number is CT8012, and the color code here is 170. Official color way on the box is white, metallic gold, and black. Now, I went with the true size 10, and I do feel that it does fit true to size. So if you're going after the Jordan 11, go with your normal Jordan 11 size. Here's another little detail that's on the side of the box. It's the 23 that's molded on the back of the shoe. And then opening up the box. And let me just read you what it says on sneakers. It says, "From us to you, this release of the Air Jordan 11 is a thank you to our day ones and those committed to carrying the Jordan legacy forward. Celebrating a heritage colorway, this classic honors MJ's legacy while elevating the materials for those pushing culture to new heights." Here's the tissue paper. You have the words thank you in different languages. And then on the inside of the box, YDM sticker on the side. Alright, let's take a look at the sneakers. Alright, so the number one complaint that I heard when I posted the sneaker on Instagram was the leather upper. Now, I know it's not the original DMP Jordan 11 from 2006 with that mesh look and feel. The second one that I heard was that the sole was too milky. It wasn't a clear sole, but I think it reminds me of the 72 and 10. So just comparing the 72 and 10, a little bit of oxidation now because it's from 2015. You can see there's a bit of similarity there with that milky look of the outsole. Let me just quickly introduce to you the DMP 11. Now you can see there oxidation on the clear sole, inevitable. Here's a look at the carbon fiber. But I think Jordan Brand just wanted to give a little bit of a twist to the Gratitudes. Now, you guys remember the 2000 and I believe it's 20 Jordan 6 DMP. Now, those released, it's been like 3 years now. So I did a video on this comparing the original DMP Jordan 6, and I'll tag that up in here, but you guys can check out that video after you watch this one. Still has a clear sole on there after 3 years. But I think that the major gripe between this and the Gratitudes was that they didn't release closer together back then. So I feel like when this dropped, the DMP 6, they could have done the Jordan 11 together with it. And if you remember, the Jordan 6 had a black and gold box. This one just has the black box. And it would have been a really nice tribute to add that in. The DMP 6 also came with some dog tags attached. You guys remember? This is another thing that I feel like they should have included in the Gratitudes. Although it doesn't seem like, even though it has the essence of the DMP Jordan 11, it doesn't have the accessories included with the pair. Now, just to show you a quick comparison here. Didn't have the extra included with the Gratitudes, although it would have been a very nice touch. Also with the DMP, you guys remember, or maybe not, the booklet that was included. Man, this was just a fantastic pack. This was Jordan Brand's first pack that they've done, and I believe it was about $295. So here's my story with the DMP as I'm showing you all this here. So back then when we used to camp out for sneakers, there was a boutique that I guess I had recruited friends. Let's say that. I recruited friends to help me grab this pack. And I was at another mall, which was probably like less than a mile from the boutique that they were at. I'd asked them to stand in line and try and get my size 10 while I was at a finish line at the mall, or I think it was a Chic Shoes, trying to get the sneakers, and I was unsuccessful with that. They actually were successful in grabbing the DMP 11, but in a size 10.5, and I was kind of satisfied, but then I was kind of not, because I knew they wouldn't have fit, and I would have had to trade it to try and get my regular size. Now, these were also reselling for crazy money back then too. Again, it was Jordan Brand's first pack, and you know, it was a banger. I think if they do packs nowadays, but sparingly, but $295 for 2 shoes, $300, $150 a shoe. I mean, it's kind of a deal now that you think about it, right? The Gratitudes are $230. So I don't know, like the price between the two. Again, that's probably the third thing too, is that people were really not feeling $230, although I know most of you are going to be spending that because it's the holiday 11, right? But anyways, back to that story, like I was trying to get my sneaker back, and they're longtime friends and everything, and I pretty much almost lost a friend or friends because they decided to resell the pack on the spot without even acknowledging me or letting me know that they were going to do so. And so the money was more tempting for them than the friendship, which I thought was bogus. So I ended up not speaking to them for, quite some time, some months. And this was even around the time that I was getting ready to like pick groomsmen and a best man and everything. And I think he took it to heart where I mean, I don't want to say that I chose somebody else as a best man, but it wasn't because of that reason. It was because I had known the other individual longer and I had a stronger bond with him back then. But I mean, things are different now, but, you know, I won't get too personal about that. But that's basically what happened is that, you know, you have friends that are helping you out and then they turn around and they decide to do something else with the sneakers. I ended up actually getting another pair. But yeah, that's the story in the nutshell. It was like, it's crazy around those times. Alright, so also, I unlaced this because I wanted to show you guys the materials of the sneaker here. You can see the really nice leather on there on the tongue. Again, if you're not feeling it, I understand. But, you know, it's one of those things where like I had to see it in hand to be able to formulate an opinion about it before I did a review. And I'm glad I was able to cop on a shock drop. It's not really easy. But I feel like it's a really good sneaker. The laces are thick, which reminds me of, you know, past Jordan Retros where they didn't have it as thick. But I do appreciate that Jordan brand keeps it a little bit truer to the OG style. This does remind me of like a basketball net. So when you guys have played ball when you guys were little or even now, like, you know, when the ball goes through the net and you hit that swish, it just feels really nice. These are really nice in hand too. The gold hit with the Jumpman Jordan right there on the tongue. I always say that's like the Greek style lettering that they do. And then on the inside here, it's got the gold 23, just like the back, and then the size sticker. If you guys are US, international, you guys would have a different sticker in there. It's kind of more of like a rectangular sticker. And then the back hit of the 23, it's molded on there and it's heat pressed into the fabric. The gold Jumpman, which faces towards the toe on both sneakers. Always appreciate that. And that's a nice gold hit of the Jumpman there. Here's a look between the two of the Jumpman and the 23 on the back. This one right here is the DMP. You can see that there's oxidation, maybe even that little patina behind the Jumpman or outlining the Jumpman. A lot of these have cracked over time that I've seen in photos. Mine is intact. And then the 23 on the back is screen printed, so it won't fade like other ones that I've seen that are heat pressed and come apart. This one right here is a molded piece and heat pressed into the material, so it's going to be interesting to see how that sticks. And there's the two together. So on the left shoe, you can see that the Jumpman on the back faces towards the back, whereas on the other shoe, the right shoe, you can see that the Jumpman faces towards the toe. On the Gratitudes, both Jumpmans face towards the toe. And the final detail right behind the tongue tag, it says thank you. I thought it would be really cool if maybe they put like different wordings on there based on the country of release. So if you were in Spain, it would say gracias along the sides there. Or if you were in Italy, it would say grazie. That would have been a nice or a different look there, so you can understand like what country of origin they released from. But might be too much, who knows. Alright guys, so that is it. Thank you for tuning in and checking out the review between the Gratitudes and the DMP. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think between both sneakers. Which one do you prefer? you prefer the mesh or do you prefer the leather? Again, it's your choice. Take care.